In today's video, we're going to see how many differences you could spot between animals that are commonly confused with one another. You'll have 10 seconds to spot as many differences as you can. Give yourself 1 point for every difference you find before I mention any of the differences myself. And let me know how many points you received in the comments below. If you can't spot any differences, that's okay. At least now, you know the difference between these animals. Alrighty, before we get started, don't forget to like this video and click the subscription button to follow along. Now, let's see how many differences you can spot. First up, the dolphin and the porpoise. 10 seconds, go. If you look at the dolphins, you'll notice that they have slender bodies, pointed faces, curved dorsal fins, and cone-shaped teeth. If you look at the porpoise, you'll notice that they have chunky bodies, more rounded faces, a triangular dorsal fin, and spade-shaped teeth. Okay, so you couldn't see both of their teeth in the picture, so it's okay if you didn't spot that one. Alrighty, next up are the raven and the crow. 10 seconds on the clock. Time's up. It can be difficult to spot the difference between a raven and a crow, but there are some key features to tell them apart. Ravens have bigger curved beaks and are a bit larger than the crow. They also have shaggier feathers on their necks and a longer tail, with feathers that shape into a diamond, rather than a shorter tail like the crow with feathers that have a more fan-like shape. Alrighty, this time we're going to be spotting the differences between 3 animals: the cheetah, the leopard, and the jaguar. Time starts now. Okay, so the most noticeable difference in between these 3 animals is in their spots. Jaguars have little spots within their big spots. Leopards don't have any spots within their big spots, and a cheetah's spots are solid in color. Moving on to the salamander and the lizard. 10 seconds on the clock. Time's up! Other than the fact that a salamander is an amphibian and a lizard is a reptile, the most obvious difference between the two is their skin. Most salamanders have moist skin that can easily obtain and allow water in. Lizards tend to have dry skin that is covered in scales, which allows them to hold water more easily. Other differences are their habitats, breathing methods, diet, and the way they reproduce, and when they're most active. Lizards live in dry environments. Salamanders live in a more moist environment. Most lizards breathe using their lungs, while salamanders can breathe with both lungs as well as through their skin, and sometimes not have lungs at all. Depending on the exact species of lizard, they can be herbivores, only eating plants, omnivores eating both plants and meat, or carnivores strictly eating meat. Most salamanders are strictly carnivores. There are at least 1 species of both the lizard and salamander that give birth to their young. But for the species that lay eggs, lizards' eggs will be hard-shelled, while salamanders will be soft-shelled. And last but not least, lizards tend to be active during the day, while salamanders are more active during the night. Frog vs. toad. Let's spot those differences. Time's up! It can be rough to determine if you're looking at a frog or a toad. They can look similar, but they most definitely have their differences. Frogs tend to have a more athletic appearance, while toads are more short and plump. Frogs have smooth skin, toads have bumpy skin. Frogs have pointy noses, toads have a more broad nose. Frogs have long legs that are good for jumping, while toads have shorter legs that are better for crawling. Frogs tend to be brighter in colors, while toads' colors are a bit more dull. Tell me, did you notice any other differences in these animals that I didn't mention? Please let me know in the comments below. And also, let me know how many points you received.